Hello everyone. Today in this video I am going to discuss about the new procedure of incorporation of a company through a SPICE scheme. This SPICE scheme was introduced by Ministry of Corporate Affairs last year only, that is in October 2016, wherein the main objective was to speed up the incorporation process. That is to speed up the incorporation of the company and to you and to complete the incorporation of companies within 1 to 2 days. Otherwise, it would take longer period. Starting from the application of name, or rather starting from the application of DIN of the director till the final incorporation of the company, it used to take a long time. So in order to reduce that time, this SPICE scheme has been introduced. Before this SPICE scheme, one more process was introduced, that was integrated filing of this incorporation forms, which was INC 29. But after introducing of this SPICE form, that INC 29 was also omitted. Okay, this is basically a newer version and an improved and efficient version of that previous INC 29. However, the object was somewhat same, to reduce the time for incorporation of the companies. That was called as integrated form. Why? Because all the processes was included in single form. Same is happening in a SPICE with few modalities and few changes, which would increase the ratio, and it would reduce the time for incorporating any company. So this was the basic introduction of SPICE scheme that was introduced by the ministry. Now let us move forward and see what are the basic key highlights of this scheme. I'm not going to discuss the entire incorporation process, because that is not much difficult. This SPICE, since it is a newly incorporated concept, so I am only discussing about this incorporated concept. Okay, and I would be comparing it with the previous things also, but only with respect to this newly incorporated SPICE scheme. Correct. So let's move forward and see what are the key highlights. First of all, as I have already said, that Ministry of Corporate Affairs has introduced the e-form INC 32, which is known as a SPICE form. Okay, so what is the number of the form? INC 32, correct? And by notification 1st October 2016, through Companies 4th Amendment Rules 2016. Correct. So now, through Companies Incorporation 4th Amendment Rule 2016, this newly incorporated concept, which is a SPICE scheme, was introduced, and e-form INC 32 was introduced, which is the same SPICE form. Okay, so Rule 38 was inserted. Correct. Then again, another amendment rules, that is Companies Incorporation 5th Amendment Rule 2016. Even this Rule 38 was amended. Okay, so there was simultaneous issuance of this notification of this rules. That is, initially on 1st October 2016, new Rule 38 was inserted, wide Companies Incorporation 4th Amendment rules. After that, in December 2016 only, another amendment was brought by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, which was Companies Incorporation 5th Amendment rules, by which this entire Rule 38 was replaced. Correct. And few other changes were also made, but entire Rule 38 was changed. So what were the changes? We are going to discuss step by step in our next slides. Another important thing is, what does this SPICE means? Okay, so this is basically the abbreviation of the simplified proforma of incorporating company electronically. What I said, the basic aim is to reduce the time of incorporating the company. How can the time be reduced? If everything is going to be done electronically, then the time would definitely be reduced. Okay, now not only electronically, in fact, in one single window only, all the processes that are required for incorporation starting from approval of DIN till the application of TAN and PAN of the company. Each and everything is being done under single window, which is known as a SPICE. What is its full form? Simplified Proforma for Incorporating Company Electronically. Correct. So that is why this is introduced, because it would definitely incorporate any company within 1 to 2 days. Okay, so this was the objective of the ministry. Now let's move forward. It also facilitates this SPICE basically scheme facilitates the preparation of e-MOA and e-AOA. This was not there in that integrated form which I was talking about in INC 29. e-MOA and e-AOA was not the concept. Here it is there, which means that e-MOA is going to be there in INC 33 form and e-AOA is going to be there in INC 34 form. Correct. Now these two forms are basically going to be filed as linked form with INC 32. Okay, so now one form would be INC 32, that is the main form. Apart from them, e-MOA, which is INC 33, and e-AOA, which is INC 34. These are going to be filed through the linked form tab in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs after logging in, and then only the company's incorporation would be completed. In fact, one more step is there. I'll be discussing it here only in this video only. So now INC 32 is a SPICE form, INC 33 e-MOA, and INC 34 e-AOA. Now when there is going to be electronic MOA and AOA, then how would the subscriber sign? So they would sign through their digital signature. Correct. So another important reformation here is that the subscribers to the MOA AOA are also going to sign through digital signature certificate, that is through their DSC. And once they are going to apply their DSC in the subscriber sheet, that is in e-MOA and e-AOA, the date would be fixed. Okay, and that date would be the system date on which the DSC is actually being applied, or the DSC is actually being affixed. Correct. So let's move forward. Now, as I said, it is the single window for all the things, that is for application of DIN, reservation of name, incorporation of company, applying for PAN, TAN, etc. Everything in single window, which is called as INC 32 or the SPICE form. Correct. Now, what all are the companies that are mandatorily required to file INC 32? Okay, so there is a clause that is mandatory requirement of filing INC 32. There is no other alternative is available. You have to file through this SPICE form. Then what are the companies? Any company which is having the subscribers less than 7. Okay, so 7 or less than 7. INC 32 facilitates the maximum number of subscribers to sign digitally, that is only 7. Okay, and not more than that. So if there is any company having more than 7 subscribers, then they have to go through the route of INC 7, INC 22, and that DIR 12. Okay, so these three forms route, all those company having more than 7 subscribers, they will go through that route. And apart from those companies, that is those companies having 7 or less than 7 subscribers, they are going to incorporate the company through a SPICE route. Okay, then one more exclusion is there, that is INC 32 is not required to be filed by the Part 1 companies. Now, Part 1 companies is given under your Chapter 21 of the Act. So, you can go there and read what are Part 1 companies. They are basically those companies that is required to be registered under that part. Okay, it is given under Chapter 21. You all can see. Now, another important point here I am going to discuss is that integrated form, that was INC 29, that was omitted. Okay, that was omitted by the notification of this amendment rules 2016, fifth amendment rules 2016. So that was omitted, which means only two routes are available for incorporating any company. First rule is our basic one, that is through INC 7, INC 22, DIR 12. INC 22 for your registered office, and DIR 12 for director's appointment, and INC 7, that is the basic application for incorporation of the company. Another route, which is the newly incorporated concept, which is INC 32, which is spice form. Okay, so all the companies having 7 or less than 7 subscribers, they have to opt the INC 32 route, that is a spice form route. And apart from those companies, all the companies having more than 7 subscribers, or the part 1 companies, they have to opt which rule, that is INC 7, DIR 12, and INC 32, INC 22 form route. Okay. So now let's move forward. Again, maximum 3 directors for filing the application of DIN. Now, as I said, this is the single window for even application of DIN, your approval of the name or the incorporation of the company, TAN, application of TAN or PAN or everything. This is the single window, correct? So when a person needs to apply the DIN also before incorporating the company, so it needs to fill its detail. So maximum 3 directors are allowed to apply the DIN through this form. If there are more, then they can opt that DIR 3 thing. Okay. Another important thing which I am going to discuss, it's not written in my slide, it's that a company opting or going with this INC 32, that is mandatorily required, this is spice form, then there is an option that they can file INC 1, that is reservation of name, separately, and then they can do the remaining incorporation process through this spice form. Why is this given? Because in this spice form, the application of name can be done, okay, but the drawback is that only one name is allowed to be applied for. Okay, so in a case that name gets rejected, the entire form would get rejected. Correct. However, in this INC 1 form, which is application or reservation of name, therein the the allowed number of names, that is 6. You can give 6 names, proposed names, amongst which one can be selected by the registrar of company. So the probability of rejection reduces in INC 1. That is why this option is given, that a person can reserve the name of the company through INC 1 and then go through the spice form, that is INC 32 form. Otherwise, it can also file it through INC 32 because it's the single window, as I said. However, in INC 32, only one proposed name is allowed to be written. Correct. So in that case, the probability of rejection increases. That is why mostly the promoters or mostly the person who have to incorporate the company, they opt and they go with INC 1 for reservation of name, and then they move forward for spice, that is 32, because there is no other option in a case of company having subscriber either 7 or less than 7. Okay, if a company is having more subscribers than 7, then there is no other route. It has to apply it in through DIR 3, then it has to reserve its name through INC 1, and then INC 7, INC 22 and DIR 12 for incorporation forms. Okay, so they have to do that. But if a company is being incorporated through spice form, then there is an option. If you want to reserve the name separately by INC 1, then you can do it. If you want to do it with this spice form, then you can also do it. Okay, so there is a possibility of both the ways. Okay, so let's move forward. Again, as I've already said, only 7 subscribers are allowed to be filed through this spice form. If there are more than 7 subscribers, go through that INC 7 route. Then, how many number of directors, that is that can be filed through this INC 32? So it is 20 in numbers. Now there is an option in this spice form, that is if a person is not having a DIN, then also they can give their name. Okay, and if a person is having, then so it can obviously give its name. Okay, if a person is not having the DIN, then also they can, and he wants to be the director, then also he can apply for it. Firstly, he will be applying for the DIN and then he can give its name. Correct. Then fourth point is applying for PAN, TAN, that is E49A and 49B. This is the form names. How they would be applying, I'll be discussing it. So this is compulsory now. If a person is going through spice mode, then in that form only it needs to apply for PAN and TAN. That is mandatory. So with the certificate of incorporation, even the PAN number would be printed on it. Okay, so the company need not apply for PAN separately. It has to do it through this SPICE form. Okay, so as I said, single window for all the works related to incorporation. Now, I've already discussed e-MOA and e-AOA that are required to be filed as linked forms. So, another important thing is that INC 32 requires professional certification. However, INC 7 did not require the same. Correct? Now, two resubmissions are allowed if any, if the CRC they requires any another changes to be done, then they could ask for resubmission. Then again, if there are changes, then they would not be rejecting the form. Even there is an option, if the forms get rejected, then you can apply for the refund as well. Correct? So let's move. Okay, I was telling about PAN and TAN, application of PAN and TAN. So once the linked forms are filed in the MCA, within 2 days you need to fill or you need to digitally sign this E49A and 49B. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the process. In case of application of PAN and TAN, the codes and all you have to fill it in INC 32 only. Okay, then you will be filing these forms in the MCA, that is INC 32, INC 33 and INC 34. Those will be the linked forms. Correct. Now once you file this form, you make the payment, then within 2 days, only 2 days are given, you have to go again for the submission of E49A, 49B. Over there you have to put the SRN of those 32, 33 and 34 form. Okay, so the SRN you are going to put, then the link would appear of downloading the form 49A, 49B. Those forms would be already pre-filled with the details you have mentioned in INC 32. The only thing you have to do is to put the DSC of the subscribers and then upload it again. Correct. Once you are going to upload it again, then only the entire incorporation form would be taken in process. Okay, so this is an additional step which was not there in the earlier provisions of the Act. Now, INC 33, 34 are required to be filed as linked form with INC 32. Not only this, after making the payment, you have to upload the digitally signed E49A, 49B. Only then this processing would start of incorporation of the company. I hope I have made myself clear. Still, if there is any doubt, you can comment on this video. Let's move forward. Now, what are the attachments to the form? So, the basic attachment which the principal rule, that is Companies Incorporation Rule 2014, it also provides is about INC 9. Now, what is INC 9? INC 9 is basically the affidavit. Affidavit would be obviously on stamp paper. Okay, and affidavit and declaration by first subscribers and first directors. Correct. Then DIR2. So DIR2 is the consent for the by the directors for their appointment. So here we are talking about first directors. So they have to give their consent through form DIR2. These are the attachment to form INC 32. Okay, INC 33 and 34 there are no attachment to it, and it is in itself the e-MOA and e-AOA. Only subscriber's signature, that is digital signature, is required there. Correct. Now, DIR2 has to be accompanied with the copy of proof of identity and residential address of the directors. Okay. Now, if a company is, if the correspondence address of the company is same as the registered office of the company, so in that case, it has to tick mark in the, it has to do the tick mark in the INC 32 form. If it is doing it, then some more attachments are required to be filed, which is proof of office address and the utility bills not older than 2 months. Utility bills means electricity bill, telephone bill, gas bills. Okay, so these are the utility bills. It is given under rule 25 of the company's incorporation rules, that is the principal rule. Okay, and proof of office address, which means if there is any rent deed or any such proof, or the conveyance deed, correct. If there is any such proof of that registered office address, then that has to be attached. If the company, if the registered office is there in the name of other person, then its NOC would also be required, that other person is not having any objection if we are going to use this premises as the registered office of our company. Okay, and utility bills not older than 2 months is also required. Where is it given? It is given under Rule 25, and this amendment rules say that those rules will be applicable as it is. The only option given is a company can say that its correspondence address is given in INC 32 and it is not same as the registered office. Then the company would get 15 days for identifying its registered office, which it has to file within 30 days with the ROC in the separate form INC 22. Correct. Apart from that, if the company is filing its registered office address in the INC 32 form itself, then it has to attach these two documents, that is proof of office address and copies of utility bills not older than 2 months. Okay, let's move forward. Now, if any subscriber is not having DIN, then it has to attach the copy of identity and residential proof. If the director is not having DIN, then those copy of identity proof and residential address is to be attached. Okay. Now, in case of Section 8 companies and the company having foreign subscribers, in both the cases, what is required? MOA and AOA are to be attached through scanned copy as well. Okay, I hope it is clear till here. Now let's move forward. Now, another important points are that there was a requirement of filing INC 8 and INC 7 form. E form INC 7, the attachment INC 8 was required. What was this INC 8? It was the declaration given by the practicing advocate CACS CWA. Okay, so that all the requirements have been completed and that person is engaged in the incorporation activities. So this is not required in case of a SPICE form 32. INC 32. Okay. Now, another, this is the caution point which is recommended, that if you are going to attach any attachments in the INC 32 form, then it has to be properly renamed. Suppose if the PAN is attached as proof of identity, then the recommended name would be PAN dash proof of identity. Okay. So if you are attaching any attachment, then this rule should be followed, that it should be properly named. Okay, so I'm done with this video. I have tried to cover most of the topics with this SPICE incorporation, trying to correlate with the earlier process of incorporation and trying to compare with the same. If still there is any doubt, then you can obviously comment on this video. So I'll be giving the answers or the more clarification on those comments. So this is all for now. I hope you have liked this video, and if yes, then please like and subscribe. My YouTube channel is PH Webgyan Videos, and don't forget to share this video and comment on this video, as your comments are valuable, so please do. Thank you.